I say we start, right? I mean, what are we waiting for? It's drinker or stinker day. People love drinker. People have been telling me drinker or stinker is the greatest cocktail show they've ever seen. Perfect. We won't be doing impressions on the show, I promise. You guys want to see Rod Serling? It's the only good impression I do. Watch this. The time is now, the place is here. And the journey into the shadows you're about to witness, well, that could be your journey. You see, you unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it, another dimension. That's it. It is a completely irrelevant... who even knows who Rod Serling is? When I said Rod Serling, did everybody be like, everyone's like, oh yeah, do Rod Serling. I thought his name was Rod Sterling, most people probably said. It's Serling. We are doing... You're a jerk, Kyle. Kyle says, it's fine. Oh man, who told me that was a good impression? Nobody. I just thought it was pretty good. We are doing a drinker or stinker today. A drinker or a stinker is something that I have completely created. That is basically where we go through old cocktail books and we find drinks that we have no idea. We just read the ingredients. I just read the ingredients and I decide whether or not I think it will be a good drink or not. Oftentimes I can tell, sometimes I can't. If I can't tell, that's how we end up here on Drinker or Stinker. I have been throwing you guys some drinks that I figured would be stinkers for a little bit. I was just trying to get some hype going. I was trying to get my name, I was trying to get on like TMZ, basically. TMZ writes, a bartender puts ketchup in drink. Watch out for that maniac. And then they'd see me outside of Largo coming out and I'd say, no, it was just one drink. It was just the gin bracer and it wasn't that big of a deal. It was a big deal. We are going to be doing a drink today called, what's it called? Oh, the Golden Hornet. Again, I've only seen this cocktail one time when I was thumbing through old tomes of weird drinks. This is called the Golden Hornet. Now, the Golden Hornet has been, I have no idea where it started. However, I do know that a man named Thomas Mario, who was the head bartender at the Playboy Club in the 1960s and 1970s, he has put out a number of cocktail books. Some of them fine. Some of them interesting. None of them are 100%. There's a lot going on. And of course, it's because he had an employee that was quoted as saying, I'm not going to get the quote exactly right. You can see, I put it down below. He basically said, listen, he probably said it like this. Hey, listen, nobody cares about the drinks as long as we can look at the broads, eh? I don't like the term broads. I don't know what's going on there, but that was their idea. Another quick thing about the Playboy Club that I did find out looking this up today. Did you know that the Playboy Club invented those trays, those drink trays that have the indentations in them? You see them all the time in Vegas going through, and there's a specific reason for that. There was something called the bunny dip. The bunny dip is when the Playboy bunny cocktail waitresses would walk to your table. Every time they took your order, they would get down on their knees in front of you to take the order. That was called the bunny dip. This is a different time. Yeah, let's get one of those. Wow. Well, what happens, of course, I placed third. I don't know if you guys know this. I placed third in the national barback games. So for a while there, I was the third best barback at 35 years old. I was being lapped by these little kids, but I just had the technique. Anyway, they put those in there because, of course, when you get down and get back up, drinks would spill over. Yeah, Raquel, this is what she's going to call her mom right after this and say, let me tell you about the Playboy Club, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. Gross. Anyway, Thomas Mario has some good cocktails out there. He has a couple really nice tropical cocktails, but he also has some stinkers. We're going to guess today if he wrote about a drinker or a stinker in this one. This is called the Golden Hornet. No idea why. Not a clue. It doesn't remind me of any it doesn't remind me of any of the bee cocktails, the bee's knee. It doesn't remind me of any of these cocktails. Doesn't remind me of a stinger, which is a great cocktail. Doesn't remind me of that either. It's just that. So let's begin. Now, I, in Drinker or Stinker, always try my very, very best to not have them be bad. I don't pick bad ingredients just to make them bad because it's funny. No, we try and pick good ingredients. So we're going to go down here. We're going to grab the Tank. Tank is a pretty good London Dry. You could do worse with Tank. So do not accuse me of bringing in stinker ingredients. We're going to be putting in 1.5 ounces of the Tank. Remember, looks like a Tank, tastes like a Tank. It's probably Tank. Put it in 1.5 ounces of Tanqueray. Now, there are other versions of this that say 2 full ounces. I'm going with the Thomas Mario version because that is the book in which I found this in. There we go. We have 1.5 ounces. We're going to be stirring this one. And then we're going to be putting in just 1/2 ounce of this guy right here. This is Amontillado Sherry. Remember yesterday I was talking to you guys, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago. I told you that I'm in love now with the Trader Joe's and their selection of sherries for $4. $4 sherries. They have a cream, they have a fino, and they have an amontillado. This is going to be a drier sherry. So what we're really looking for here is we're basically making a martini, right? Martini is just vermouth. This is basically just vermouth and gin, just 1/2 ounce. So it's going to be a pretty dry martini. There we go. Fill that in right to the top. Now this does, I guess it's a little golden. It's got some gold in it. Feeling pretty good about the name so far. There we go. Sorry. Is that the Tang that the astronauts used to drink? Could be. Who knows? We have this in here. Now, we are going to stir this now because our last ingredient, which is going to be really our bittering agent, is going to go in at the very last second. So I've gotten better at remembering to temper my ice before I put it in there so that when we do show this ice, I can show you how beautiful my ice is. We decided this week, if you weren't here and didn't get to vote on it, sorry, you don't get a vote on it now. We are going to be doing an ice class coming up here very soon. So, that left my hand. Wonder how much I lost. Probably lots. Let's just do a touch more of this and bring out Frank the Tank here. And we're going to be doing just a touch of cleaning right afterwards. There we go. I'm going to say that's about what we lost. There we go. We're going to give this a big stir. Stir this in until we, it says give it a good stir. And it's now, what a good stir is. There we go. Oh my goodness. That smells like gin. We are going to go ahead and bring this out. Oh, it says pour it over 2 rocks. So I brought in 2 rocks. These are just little guys. These are 2 other very nice looking pieces of ice. Right? They would serve that at the Playboy Club. No doubt about it. Oh, I left you for a second. We are then going to pour this right over on top here. And that's most of the drink. There is one last ingredient though. And that last ingredient is Scotch. Scotch whiskey. Whiskey made in Scotland. Whiskey made of malted barley, oftentimes with some peat, so it has some smokiness to it. Oftentimes, it comes from the north of Scotland. Most times it comes from the north of Scotland. Today, if you think of Scotland like this, This is the north half. This right here is the Highlands. This down here is the Lowlands. Got Campbelltown over here. We got the Islas up here, and then we have Speyside right here in between my pinky, right over here. There we go. This is, just imagine this is Speyside right there. We're going up from Speyside. We're actually going into the Islas for our scotch that I'll be using today. Again, I am not trying to use bad ingredients just to make these drinks bad. Use good stuff. Lagavulin 8. Lagavulin 8. This, a very smoky scotch. I figured since what we're really doing is... Sorry. No, Paul, you did not miss that. It's going in right now. Scotch is going in right now. I figured what we need is we needed something to bitter it. And now, of course, the scotch isn't necessarily bitter. Scotch sort of has one of these kind of feelings. It's not bitter. It's just sort of nice. We're going to be putting in half an ounce, but they want us to float it on the top. That's why we put it in last. We want to float this on the top. So I'm going to be putting in half an ounce of this. And then we are going to be pouring this on the back side of a spoon, so that we have just a nice float of scotch right there on the top. No idea why they wanted me to float it. It doesn't separate at all. If we look at it... Oh, hi, guys. I don't know why they wanted me to float it. It's just going to mix in. It's all about the same ABV. So it's not going to stay there very long. I guess I'll give it a sip quick. There is a... Let's go here. There is a garnish that goes along with it. That is a lemon peel. I was going to do one with a ribbon, but figured that is not how the Playboy bunnies would do it. They would most likely just have one lemon peel right up here. There we go. We're going to give that a nice squeeze. And then they say, drop it in. Bloop. It seems to me to be very boozy, but not all the same booze. Like if you were going to do like a rum drink and you put like 3 rums in, and then just like like a splash of, I don't know, sweet vermouth, I would say, yeah, that sounds about right. But we're doing gin and scotch. Let's see. Does anybody have an opinion on whether or not this will be a delicious scotch? Anybody have a opinion on whether this will be a drinker or a stinker? Kyle, don't worry. Kyle will clean up the dropped ice situation. I don't know what the other bunny trick is, but probably is. All right. Let's give this a... Paul says he would probably like it. That's probably true. Let's give this a taste. Smells nice. Let me explain something to you. I like scotch very much. Scotch, one of my favorite drinks. The problem with this drink right here is floating the scotch on top really makes you concentrate on the scotch, which is then followed immediately by gin. I'm not catching a lot of the Amontillado. I'm not catching a lot of sherry. So the way they have it, me serve it right now, this is going to be a
swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Let's see if a stir of this will bring anything closer to it so that we can get some of that scotch and gin sort of finding each other. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Yeah, it's silly. Don't float this. Don't float the scotch. Don't float the scotch. It's much, much better with the stir. Use blended scotch and mix this baby. Yeah, absolutely. Paul, I think you got that right, buddy. I would use a blended scotch maybe. I think it was. I think it's nice. It's nice once it's in there. Maybe the scotch I used is incorrect. Maybe that's already too many flavors. I'm going to try something. I'm just going to see if we can make this from a swing and a miss straight in. I'm going to take some more sherry. I think that's the one flavor we're really missing. I'm going to be putting in 1 full ounce of sherry. And now also, if you look at this, the sherry really makes this thing golden. And that's what we've been looking for the whole time. This is the Golden Hornet. This isn't some regular old mishmash Hornet. I'm already liking that a lot better. Let's do the new recipe. 1.5 ounces. Do not do 2 ounces of gin. I don't care what website you guys are going to, drinks or otherwise. I don't care what you do. Very libertarian in that way. Listen, live and let live. But for this, do not use 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces of gin. Do not do it. It's too much. 1 full ounce of sherry. I promise you, that is going to bring in a lot of flavor, and then stir the scotch in with it. It's much better. Paul says, what about sweetening it with 1/4 ounce of maraschino? I don't think sweet is what we're missing here. I think we're actually missing, I don't know what we're missing. Right now it doesn't taste, we're just missing another flavor, right? Like it just tastes like booze. And that's fine for a lot of great cocktails. That's fine. But like, if you're going to make a cocktail, you might as well bring it out. I would rather just drink the scotch than that first sip. It was too much. Mark Sanchez says, at Kyle, you know you're finishing this right. Mark, just a real quick, Kyle is not allowed to have scotch. Kyle is, let me just say, Kyle is one of the best people I've ever met. Really, really nice guy. You guys know the story. I was out walking my dog. It wasn't even my dog. I was walking, and Kyle was walking dogs. He was a dog walker before this, and I said, listen, bud, you seem like you're having some problems. Do you want to come bar back for me? He followed me home that day. He has never left. He put on his hazmat suit. He's been here ever since. But in that time, we have found that as Kyle drinks scotch, Kyle goes from like Heidi, like those like sweet little Germans, like the yodel, those kind of Germans. Goes from that German into the 1930s Germans, just like that. He switches like that. He goes from like Sven, the cute little Norwegian guy, into full-on Viking. Ha! So he's not allowed to have scotch. So we're probably just, I'll finish this one. Let's see. As punishment. Yeah. Kyle Turner says, as punishment. He'll be drinking this one. Let's give this one more sip. I like it. You know what? I'm gonna give this one a. It's not gonna get a hot. I might give this one a.
Anyway, I started blasting.
I'm gonna give this one a blasting. This is a blasting. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Maybe this is a.
Suddenly, pineapples.
It's not pineapples. Maybe it's a punch. This is a punch in the face. That's what this one is. Would I make this for sale? If I oftentimes people that I know will come and visit me at a bar, and they will say, "Kush, we know you, bud. Just make me a drink." Is this one that I would reach for and say, "You gotta try this one"? No. So I guess this lands squarely in
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss, but not.
This guy stinks!
That's how that goes. Oh my God. Should we do a whole show where Kush does or doesn't give me scotch? I don't want to be here for that. We should have a show where Kyle hosts and just drinks scotch. Yes. Raquel, we do not need to see this. We just do not need to see it. All right. That is that, everybody. David Holt, I'm sure, is about to tell me it's time to go. But before he does, let me say, first of all, thank you so much to Raquel Martinez today, who did what I have told you guys to do, but never expected anybody to do. I always say, please remember to like, subscribe, watch, show up. I also say share. Now, I don't know. That's just what kids say on YouTube. I'm no kid. So I'm just following them. Well, Raquel did share this today. She took a screenshot of me in my tuxedo shirt, posted on social media, and it was very nice. It made my day. So thank you to Raquel Martinez for doing that. That's just the best. That is just number one, the best. So big thank you over there. Please, everybody else, remember to like, subscribe, share, and come back every week. Tomorrow we'll be doing Keeper's Choice. Keeper's Choice is going to be my drink that I just like, just a drink that I really like. That's what Thursdays are. Now, here's the deal. It looks like Saturday might not happen this Saturday, and let me explain why. First of all, I am going to a masquerade ball, but I will also, and I want you guys all to do this at 2:30 p.m. on KFI Radio. I will be doing an interview with a guy named The Fork Reporter. He is a fan of my and Tammy's show. So please, if you have a radio, if you have to go like digging through, find your radio, that would be great. If you are not in the Los Angeles area, or even if you're in the Los Angeles area, something called TuneIn Radio is an app. Put in KFI 2:30. I don't know if we'll be taking calls, but I will be live streaming that. So check that out that day. It would mean a ton to me. I have been on the radio one time before, and it was very weird. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm pretty expressive. A lot of this. I believe I explained Scotch today as this. So, yeah. I may be pre-taping a Saturday show, or we may skip it over to Sunday. I haven't figured it out yet, but that Saturday is looking like it's going to be very, very busy. And I hate to miss shows because you guys are so loyal and wonderful, but that might be happening. But please do check out my interview on KFI Radio. It's 2 o'clock, 2:30 KFI Radio on Saturday. And that is that. You guys are the absolute number one best. Every last one of you is a hot. I don't know what that is. Each one of you can.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Can start blasting. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you on the next one, I guess.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.